So art, big proponent. I love art. I love graphic arts. So being able to do digital work with the arts is wonderful, and your students are going to love to make art. No matter who they are, what their skill set, or what they even pretend to be, every learner I've ever encountered in my career has been an artist. And once you demonstrate to them some of the tools they can utilize in order to make art, there's a no holds barred attack of creativity inside your classroom. So another way you can use discussions are to have art galleries or have students or learners contribute their artwork to a greater portfolio to allow people to see their particular takes on ideas, concepts, books, et cetera, inside your classroom. And so this one, Van Gogh, just an art gallery kind of concept. And I really love anytime learners have the opportunity to build art, and it doesn't matter which class it is in or anything, and sharing them to the discussion page, whether it's their take on what what a molecule looks like, having to give a pictorial essay of their walk home, understanding the rule of thirds, any of those things, you can really lock those in here. And so kind of an example of an activity, look at the cover of the book that they're reading and have to graphically redesign and reimagine what the cover of that book is, given what they know about the book and having read it and the characters, et cetera, et cetera. And so it's a really great activity. It's one that, again, can be applied to any content area that's there. So in terms of rocking and rolling with this, really, there are three chief tools. I mean, there are 5 million tools you can do to utilize this, but there's 3 tools that I think are readily available to most teachers because they have instructor education plans there. I know my home school district here, Clark County School District, every teacher, student, anyone who has a email address with the school district has access to the premium version of this. Excuse me. And you'll see that there are a bunch of templates up here, and the templates are good. They give students or learners, even yourself, a starting off point. And so again, that book cover thing, I don't have to start off from scratch. I can type up here, book cover, click, and it's going to give me some examples of book covers that I can kind of play around with. All right, so I can see some examples. All those are really cool. I have some things I can rock and roll with. Beginning of my classes every year, that first month, it's just going to the tools as play. Your small little design projects you can utilize. Adobe has a educator exchange, so if you don't know how to utilize this thing, it's no sweat. All right, so there are book covers. You can do custom type size things. There's any number of things, postcards, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm just gonna custom size this thing really quickly and build something. And I'm gonna make mine widescreen 16 by 19. All right, and again, one of the things I try to ensure that every student has is a logo, because logos are dope. But I'm gonna go and just utilize the Hoodlums logo here. Bada bing. And really, the logo is to make sure you can sign your work, right? Giving students that the authorship, right? Having that kind of, I always think of as a kid, every time I saw that W from the Wu-Tang Clan, it was like, wow, that's dope. I really want that. And kind of becoming that inner, letting your inner superhero loose, I think is a cool thing to have students and learners do. But you'll have design assets and backgrounds, et cetera, et cetera. I'm gonna use a space background here really quickly. I'm gonna move that freely so I can get the light the way that I want. Click, add to background, cool. All right, there's icons and all kind of stuff, right? Let's say we're totally done with this. I'm just gonna download that bad boy. There is an extension or a connection between what used to be called Adobe Spark, which is now Adobe Creative Express, in Canvas. So the students can turn in their work. It's been spotty. It was spotty when I was in the classroom, so generally I don't fool with it. But I'm gonna go ahead and download this. All right, cool. Background thing. Great, and I'm gonna go here. apply, and what do I want? That deal there, background thing is what I want. Bada bang. Cool. Now, alt text, super important. Again, we want to make sure everything's accessible. So alt text is going to describe what is there. There's like this, there's a formula behind it. I generally just try to use descriptive words and whatnot to deal with it. But if it's just a decorative image, I can just click that and it gets rid of it. Hey, it's just that image doesn't do anything in terms of giving anyone context into what I'm learning or teaching about or anything like that. But if it does, is an example of a book cover you might want to create. It is my take on The Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison. The sun is peeking from the corner of the sky as the main character emerges from underground. So underground, but underground. All right, cool. Submit. So when screen readers read that, they're going to read that information, so then hopefully the learner is going to have a description of what's popping off. You'll also notice that bada bing, accessibility thing. All right, cool. So I always do this wrong, always, and this is one of the situations that, first of all, I didn't figure I was going to do this wrong in the first place. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. And that's the good thing also to know about. I'm going to get rid of that too, and supply that. Cool. The accessibility checker, which looks like the Vitruvian Man, I always say that because it's really, I think art. The accessibility checker, if you see a number beside it, it's something that in terms of just accessibility for people who are differently able, you're going to make sure, again, your course is accessible for everyone. Click that. It'll tell you what you did wrong. Just fix it. All right, cool. So that's my first piece of artwork there. Super dope. Bada bing. There we go. Super dope. Now, Canva, also same deal. You can build video in here, social media posts, presentations, whatever. Everything is there. You're good to go. All right. And kind of the last one is Pixlr. And Pixlr is really a dope tool to deal with because it's a photo editor. And if you are somebody who's working with an email address that is associated with your school district, institution of higher learning, you'll get the premium version of this product for free. And there's tons of stuff. This is all stuff I did when I was still in teaching in the classroom. Lots of really cool stuff. I had the students kind of build things quite a bit. So again, it's a great place for photo editing if you're someone who is interested in having kids utilize their photographic eye to compose images from different images. You can use Unsplash. You can take pictures they've already taken if they don't have something native to their device to edit with. But Pixlr is super cool. It's one of my favorite tools to utilize in order to build things. And again, it's just as easy as hitting that image button and uploading. And suddenly you have an art gallery of really cool stuff to deal with.